Man, Jesus Christ of Nazareth. Hello, welcome back to Armchair Armory, and it finished at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Tottenham Hotspur 2, Arsenal 3. And that last 20 minutes has probably aged me 5 years. Before the game, I was incredibly nervous. Those of you that have watched the preview, I wasn't very optimistic about our chances in this game. I thought, because of previous history, that we'd been, when we've been in a position where we needed to go and win a game like this, we've sort of crumbled. And for the last 20 minutes of that game, it definitely felt like that was going to happen. So Arteta picked exactly the same starting 11 that played against Chelsea. Game starts, it's pretty evenly matched for the first 10-15 minutes, and then Spurs sort of had most of the possession in that time. I'd probably say for the first half an hour, Spurs were the better team. We took the we took the lead. They had a chance where Romero had a header from a corner. We had a corner on the opposite end, which was an own goal from Højbjerg. They then looked like they equalised through Mickey van der Ven, but Van der Ven was deemed offside, even though when I looked at it, it looked like Gabriel's arse had played him on. So in the images that Sky Sports were using, it looked like that's what would happen. It looked like that Gabriel was like that, crouched down, and it looked like his backside had just played Van der Ven on, but it was ruled offside. And then they had another corner where Romero again hit the post, and you'd think I can imagine Tottenham fans at that point probably thought, yeah, we should be 3-0 up. By this point, we'd gone down the other end with Saka. Brilliant switch of play by Partey. Saka's through on goal, 2-0 Arsenal. Then we get a corner, which Havertz kind of gets a free header, 3-0 Arsenal. And at this point, at half-time, we go in 3-0 up. We're looking comfortable, but in my head, I was thinking, this is the type of game with the stakes of the situation, the fact that it's Tottenham, the fact that it's a North London derby, this isn't over. Even when it was 3-0, I was sitting there thinking, this is not over. Came out second half, and to be fair, we looked like we were controlling the game quite well. We looked like we were managing the game quite well. Then just after the hour mark, about 64 minutes, we get a goal kick, we get a goal. I can't remember whether it was a goal kick or whether it was a pass back to Raya. But Raya basically tries to make a cute pass with his left foot, and it gets intercepted by Romero of all people, and Romero makes it 3-1. At this point, again, you're sort of thinking, well, it's 3-1. The way that we've dealt with away game management in away performances has been pretty good this season, so there's no reason to panic. But again, I was still thinking, this is Spurs we're talking. This is bigger than just, we need to win to keep the title hopes alive. This is a North London derby against a Spurs team that have the opportunity to basically stop us potentially winning the league. So, they started growing it. As soon as that goal went in, they were all over us. I have to admit, in that last 35 minutes, they were the much better team. They were all over us. We were defending reasonably well. The ball comes in from Kulusevski. It's half cleared by Martinelli, who was on the pitch at that point. I think it came back out to Brennan Johnson, who then crossed it in, and Declan Rice, not looking, he was ball watching, didn't see that Ben Davies was in front of him. He goes to kick the ball as if he's going to clear it away, basically ends up kicking Ben Davies in the balls. Somehow Michael Oliver missed it. I mean, on commentary, Gary Neville, who hates us, basically said, as soon as he saw it, it was like, oh no, it's a penalty. And Michael Oliver waved it away, and I thought, oh shit, maybe we've got away with it. But yeah, it got pulled back for VAR, and given a penalty. At this point, I just kept saying to myself, it's happening again. It's happening again, where we're crumbling at the last hurdle. We're going to crumble. Son converts the penalty. To be fair to David Raya, he went the right way, just didn't managed to match the pace of it. Yeah, and it's 3-2, and this was the 84th minute, I think. So we had 12 minutes or so of pretty much constant pressure from Spurs. I don't think they had like a clear-cut chance that like Raya had to do anything about. I think most of the balls that came into the box Raya dealt with, or the defense dealt with. There was one moment around the 93rd minute where the ball dropped to it was either Son or Lo Celso, one of the two. It dropped to them, but luckily we managed to get it away. A few hairy moments where Martinelli trying to pass in our box and all this kind of stuff, which was a bit stupid. I've seen already on X that people are saying the performance was bad. I don't think we played badly. I think we were sloppy, don't get me wrong. I think we played okay. We were sloppy, a lot more sloppy than we usually are, but I think that's just the occasion. I think at points we were nervous. I think that's what it was. It was nerves, particularly when it went to 3-2. But we did it. We got over the line. We are now 4 points clear of Manchester City, who are playing in about 4 minutes as I record this at Nottingham Forest. I think that's a foregone conclusion. I think by the time we get to Bournemouth, before we play Bournemouth at home next Saturday, we'll probably be 1 point behind them. They still have a game in hand. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's crazy. The most important thing, I don't really care about the fact that we let Spurs back into it. Because I mean, if we didn't win the game, I'd be complaining about it. But obviously, because we won the game, I don't really care at this point that we let Spurs back in. Yes, it was a bad mistake from Raya. Yes, it was sort of, and it's unlike Declan Rice, a lack of awareness from Declan Rice. You know, we did play sloppy at points. You know, we lost the ball very easily, which is something that really annoys me about Thomas Partey, even though I feel like since he's come back into the team, he's kind of strengthened us a bit more. One of the things I've always had a problem with Thomas Partey is that he always plays like he's got all the time in the world. And when you got, you know, little yappy dogs of that Spurs players are nipping at your heels, it's not, you haven't got that time. So yeah, that's the criticisms, that's the negatives out of the way. But yeah, all that matters is that we won the game, we got the 3 points, and there is now 3 games to go. I think it's 3 games to go. Yeah, Bournemouth, Man United, Everton. 3 games to go. All we can do now is hope for the best and see what happens. Oh man, I'm almost lost for words. I don't even know how I managed to do this. But yeah, like before today, I was literally like bricking it about what was going to happen in this game. I've been thinking about it all weekend so far. All day yesterday I was thinking, oh god, 10 more hours to go until the North London derby, and I really worried for us. But it just goes to show how much we've changed in a year. That, you know, last year we probably would have either drawn or lost that game. We at least drawn, we would have done. But you know, you've got all these famous Tottenham fans, I say famous, all these you know, influencer fans out there saying that, you know, expressions, doing like rousing speeches to the team and saying, oh, we have to do this, we have to stop Arsenal. You didn't. You didn't. Zip. Didn't happen. We beat you. North London is red. And, you know, your dream of stopping us winning the league, over. I don't think we've stopped them from getting into 4th. You know, Villa can be inconsistent at times, and I think that will probably go down to the wire. But the most important thing was not to drop points, not just because of the title race, but because it was Spurs. Like, this was bigger than just, you know, the title race. Like, if Spurs had managed to draw or beat us, we would have never lived it down. That once again, Spurs have taken something away from us, like they did 2 years ago when they took 4th spot away from us. So I'm happy. I'm not going to sit here and dwell on the performance and all this sort of stuff. I'm happy. Yes, come on. We did it. Okay, that's it. We move on. Bournemouth on Saturday. We'll see what happens when we get there. I think let me have a look. I don't know if I can be asked to watch. I can hear it in the background, but I don't know if I can be asked to watch the City game because I'm pretty sure City will probably win that. So after today, City have got Wolves at the Etihad. When we've played after we've played Bournemouth at the Emirates, then they've got Fulham away. No, is that right? I thought they played. No, that was Liverpool that played Fulham. So then they've got Fulham away in the penultimate week, and when we've got Man United on the Sunday, and then they've got Spurs as their penultimate game before we play, and Spurs is their game in hand. So if they win that, if they win every game between now and the end of the season, even if we win every game, they win the league pretty much. So yeah, we just got to keep up the pace, and that's the most important thing, that we won the game today. It's a huge game. 3 more big games to go. Bournemouth are not going to be easy, even at home. You saw what they did to us last season. They made it very nervy. It took a Reece Nelson, one of the most famous goals in Arsenal history, to basically get us the win. Man United at Old Trafford is never going to be easy, despite the fact that they're dog shit at the moment, because they will turn up against us. I guarantee it. And you never know. By the time we play Everton on the last game, I mean, City might have already won the league by that point, but by the time we play Everton on the last day, you'll notice that they may still be in a relegation battle. So at the end of the day, we can't take any game lightly. And I'm just happy that we kept up the fight and we did it beating Spurs. So that's the most important thing to me. Yeah, I'm going to leave it there. I'll be back again previewing Bournemouth later on next week. So until then, take care and stay safe.